Hello everyone, good evening, welcome to PGS Tier 1 Race 7 here in 15 for PGS. My name is Casper, happy to be here with you as always. We see Linguini off the track through turn 4. We're in Barcelona. Not to be on the calendar for much longer because of course the Madrid street circuit is coming along. From 26, I do believe. So we haven't really got long left of this circuit. And I don't think many people were betting, given past years, that we'd miss Barcelona, all things considered. But we are where we are now, and it's in Montmello, not very far from the city where Lionel Messi was, of course, playing football for the longest time. Linguini doing an outlap, sort of setting the car in and then into the pits once again, as this race is sort of just before the halfway point, so we'll be able to sort of see what the championship contenders are looking like. However, one big thing that we've got to bear in mind is that the Fizz, who has before this round, or these past few rounds, who's been absolutely dominating with no exaggeration, up to round 5. 5 races, 2 sprints, he'd won every single damn one. He's not here, and he wasn't here last week either. And I know, actually no, he is here. Sorry, I did not quite spot him. Right, on board. I've got glasses. There's a bit of leeway, I hope, with that. Turn 1 and 2, let's go for a lap on board with Luke Bailey, actually. Lee going up through turn 3. You really are going flat through here. Break 4, overtaking opportunity into here. Bit of a stretch, but if you can get battle going through turns 1 and 2, you can get it going through 4. Opens up quite nicely, then into turn 5, downhill section. Then down through the kink at 6, braking for 7, difficult to get right because you've got the uphill coming out as well. Kink at 8, and then right hander blind, top of the crest at 9. Careful on the exit, old layout, one of the old layouts here at Barcelona, going further on the exit of 9. Turn 10, and then turn 11 used to be much tighter but opened up over the past few years. Turn 12, careful not to lose the back end, especially on exit. Turn 13, and then Catalunya corner. Turn 14, the final corner chicane, long gone. Ooh, nicely done. I thought he was going to hit track limits there. What time is he doing? 12.6 for a base time for the McLaren. Not bad, all things considered. Wicken coming through into turn 10 in the RB. Of course, RB news that Daniel Ricciardo, after the end of this race in Singapore in real life, is no longer part of the team. Cease 13.7, J Pinto 19.1, but will be going again, I imagine, because that is nowhere near representative for that man. He's usually pretty good. Wicken to second place, 13.4. Fall 5, Maniac also going for a lap. He's invalidated, however, will not count. Linguini starting one this time around. See what J Pinto is doing. Locking up the front left is what he's doing into turn 5. And through 7, slightly wide on exit there. Had to put a little bit more steering into turn 8, more than I imagined he would have liked. Remember, it's short qualifying as well, so we've only got 13 minutes to actually decide the pole sitter in this half-distance race to keep your fancy as well. Wide into 12, cuts it back to the apex though. Won't lose all that much time. There could have been much, much worse. Final corner, taking as many limits as he can with the track limits on there. Oh, very close. It's not going to be pole position, at least for now, but it's a front row, certainly for that Williams. 12.9 set for that car, as Linguini is actually going to be finishing a lap. Is he, or is he coming in? No, he's not. He's just going to be setting a lap time on the board. That back end doesn't look all too steady, as Linguini 13.8. We saw he went really, really tight through 12. So that will have lost him a little bit of time. So there's plenty more to pick up. Vidadi In second place in the championship, Aston Martin currently leading by a hefty margin ahead of the McLarens. McLaren's only represented by Luke Bailey today. Marquis nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. As into the final corner, 112.6 to beat. Can he get there? He comes to the line, 112.5. He has done. Provisional pole position for the Aston Martin. What can Ryan Barthez do now as well? Ryan Barthez in 7th place, 37 points to his name. But given what we saw in the off-season between this season and the last, he's better. He's very, very good at this. I'm surprised he hasn't picked up a few more points already around the final couple of corners here at Barcelona. A very high-speed circuit, a lot of downforce, but you need a lot of power as well. As he comes up to the line, 12.5 to beat, 12.4. Nicely done. Red Bull takes provisional pole position. I think his teammate, oh no, that might be the Wicket actually, who's just started a lap. Let's see what the Visa Cash App Red Bull, or whatever the actual name of that car is, I've honestly lost track. He's going to be doing Maniac out on a lap as well, as is Luke Bailey. As he comes through turn 4. Into turn 5 as well. You cut in from one side of the track to the other on entry here as well. Turn 4, a really, really awkward corner to get right because it opens up on the exit, but you're still turning when you need to get onto the throttle. So it's really easy to sort of lose the back end. I will admit I'm guilty of this myself. But, whoa! That's not something you see often. Back end going haywire into turn 10. It's normally out of turn 10 that you see that car step out like that. Unusual one there from the Wicken. He's just come into the pits again, I think. Sighting lap? I don't know. I mean, he's 4th. He didn't really need to do it. Let's see what Manic he's going to be doing. He's starting 14.5 was his invalidated lap time. That would put in 8th of 8 of the drivers who've set a lap time at this point in time. Right, first sector, 21.8 as he comes into turn 4. The second sector triggers just before turn 10. As well as he comes into turn 5, down through 6, taking a wide line, not trying to get close to the apex. You can take a few lines through there. You can go a little bit wider, a little bit tighter. There's not really much of a difference. Whoa! Well, we were talking about taking the old layout, and that's exactly what Maniac has done. That really awkward chicane that is there. I've driven in Project Cars 2. It's pretty awkward. And he goes wide through 10 and 11. That's an invalidation once again. Unlucky for the Alpine driver. Ghost starting a lap as well. It's currently Ryan Barthez, Vidari, and Luke Bailey are 1, 2, and 3. 7 drivers to set a lap time so far. 2 more are out on track. Well, 1 more now is out on track running, and this man Ghost Brantastic. He's in 11th place on an out lap as well. He's coming into turn 10. We might jump to him in a couple of moments' time. But here's the Mercedes. Sole German representative today. Slight lock-up. Back-end lost through 7. Saved, though. Nicely done by Ghost. Ghost 4th in the championship. 64 points coming out of Qatar. Opportunity to get past Marquis and maybe even Vidari. If he can get a good result going, get himself maybe 3rd, maybe even 2nd in the championship at this stage. Obviously, he's still really far from the Fizz. However, anything can happen. Here comes Ghost to 6th. 13.2. Given that he's 4th in the championship, you'd think that would be a little bit better from him, but nevertheless, there's still 7 minutes left to decide who's actually going to be on that pole position. Luke Bailey, 2 seconds down after the first sector, 7 after the second, so this is not a push lap for him. Here, however, is Brantastic. 2 points after the last race as well, up 2. So picked up some points in Qatar last time around, 9th place, it seems. He comes now into here. Linguini goes fastest. 12.3 for the Alpine, as here comes the Haas. 12.3, 2.8 to beat. What can he do? It's a 13.1, puts him in 7th place, just ahead of Ghost. Ghost being knocked down even further. I know it's Barcelona, but it's still not exactly the easiest place to overtake. Ghost, however, improving after the first 2 seconds, almost 3/4 of a second up on his personal best. Bit of a problem on the exit of turn 12, coming through 14 now. We're on board. Goes from 8th to 6th. Improvement, yes. By enough? Probably not. We'll be hoping for at least a top 4, if not a front row. However, this man is out on track. He's picked up quite a few pole positions this season already. He comes now through 12 into 13 right, and then right again. 4 consecutive right-handers through this section. You've got 12, 13, 14, and turn 1 as well, as he starts a lap. Now the championship leader, who has pretty much coming into this race got double the points of his nearest challenger, being his own teammate. Yeah, that's a pretty big margin. He wasn't here last week, but he's going to be making up for it this week as well, especially because his teammate has just taken pole position with a 12.2. So with the way things are going, we could be seeing a 12.1 here from the Fizz if he's going to go for pole position. But that car does not look stable through turn 5, both a lock-up and a wobble into there, locking up the front tyres as well. So again, we've seen cars go ever so slightly deep into turn 8. Maybe it's a preferred line in this game or something with 5 minutes to go here. With most drivers in the pits. Manny on track as well. Fizz struggling to turn in through 10, through 11, into turn 12. Right-hander number 1. Good exit, using a bit of the track limits. Right-hander number 2 at turn 13. 3 at 14. Ooh, nicely done, keeps it in. He's come to the line. 12.4, 4th place. Ouch. Ryan Barthes to 2nd place as well, 300ths away from Verdardi. And here's Maniac invalidating his lap as well. Really is all to play for as we come into the final couple of minutes left. We're going to be seeing one more run from each of these drivers, one would imagine. Ooh, nicely done. I was worried he was going to not quite incur the wrath of the stewards, but get a warning, get a little telling off from the crew. As into the pits they go. So is this man currently leading the championship? He's 3/10 down, not an improvement. Can go again. Will probably pit and then go again. But 4th place is... I say it's not quite where we're used to seeing him qualify, because he's usually on the front row. But still, 4th place is not a bad spot to be in. The only thing you've got to bear in mind is you're going to be on the right-hand side. That is not where you want to be for starts. This is the back end. That was pretty funky, though. I will admit, I did quite like that. I was wondering when the camera was going to change. I should add, when you hear that noise that you just heard like a whirring kind of thing, that's me drinking from a bottle. I've got water for the race. I should probably pour myself some lemonade maybe in the glass as well, but I'll do that should I run out of water. 3 minutes to go. Verdardi 2nd place in the championship, but 1st place in this race if things stay as is. Ryan Barthes 7th in the championship on the front row as well. Linguini is in 6th. Only, what is that? 12 points? Yeah, 12 points ahead of Ryan Barthes. So that, given that they're both at the top end of the field, that could easily be taken over by Ryan Barthez. The Fizz in 4th place, leading the championship, leading the lot. But in 4th place at this point in time, and Luke Bailey in 5th place, 5 points behind Ghost, who's in 7th, and is in 5th place as well as Ghost. This man starts a qualifying lap. Fantastic. You can just see on pit exit, locking up the tyres again, possibly going slightly deep into one. Something we do see quite often. Is that the 2 Alpines side by side? I think that might have been. Did they maybe go out at the same time? I wonder. The Aston Martin Vedardi confident with his time, as Cease also starts a lap time as well. In fact, he is very confident because he's just retired. 12.243 is his personal best. Let's see if anybody can take pole position away from him. First man who's going to be challenging for it is Ghost. What's he doing after the second sector? He's a 10th and a half up. So that could be 5th place if he can get a really good final sector. Might be able to go 4th here for the second row, which again would not be a bad spot to start, but given that you're in an 11 car field, could always be better. Through the final corner to the line. 12.1, brilliant final sector, pole position for Ghost, and now everybody is going to be playing catch up. Right, who's coming up next? I think it's going to be a Cease. Unless it might... Was that Wicken, maybe? Wicken, but he's made a mistake. He's probably going to be trying to go again. We're on board with Yotti Cease as he comes around the final sector. I don't know. I don't quite think that's going to be an improvement. No, he's coming into the pits. Best he can do is 10th, which if Manny sets a lap time, that is not going to be staying there for much longer. Who's next? I think it's Jay Pinto. Yes, it is. There's a whole gaggle of cars behind them, which including the Fizz Championship leader. Ryan Barthez Linguini are in there somewhere as well. As the checkered flag comes out, this man is going to be first to cross it as he comes into turn 12, taking a wide entry again. Over the top of the curve, straddling them, for want of a better word, and into the final corner, turn 14 on this racetrack. That car did not look too stable. And up to 7th place, 12.707 is his best lap time. Luke Bailey off track as Ghost comes into the pits. Fizz takes pole position for the moment. Ryan Barthez again struggling with the car. Fantastic to the line as well. Where's he going to be going? Goes from 9th, stays 9th, no improvement. Manny, can he set a lap time? No, he can't. So he's going to be starting dead last. Ryan Barthez, what's he going to be able to do? 12.2 is his PB. 12.193.08 of an improvement. Then we've just got the Wicken. He's improving, goes to 6th place. Nicely done for him. But the Fizz, after a week off, is back on the top spot. There we go. And does take pole position here in sunny Spain. 9 drivers within the space of a second as well. Pretty tight, all things considered. Cease and Manny being the ones outside that, only one of those having actually set a lap time. So that's pretty good going, all things considered, as the Wicken goes into 6th place. As we're just going to see the results now as well. Ghost, Fizz and Ryan Barthez 1, 2, 3, Linguini 4, Vedardi 5, Wicken 6th, Luke Bailey 7th, Jay Pinto 8th, Brantastic 9th, Cease 10th, and Maniek in 11th place, fellow Polish man, assuming he is, if the flag is correct, which I know some drivers like to mess around with it. 33 laps coming your way. It's going to be tight. There's some really good championship battles that could be coming out of this. It's going to be a big impact here at Barcelona, as it always does. Don't go anywhere. Right, qualifying done. That's the easy part for some of these guys. Let's see if I can open up the Twitch to get the numbers. And not get the numbers, get the stats, get the deets. Get all that good stuff. Oh, for Christ's sake. I have to filter through my notifications. There we go. God, first world problems. Right. See what's happening in the chat. Luke Bailey, GG the Fizz with no practice. What's happening? Hold on. Loading complete. Some guys are saying they got booted. Others are saying something's up. Okay. Well, that's how these guys are lining up, as you can see. Fizz, obviously on pole position. Vedati in 5th. Again, it's a 70-ish point gap to his teammate, who is championship leader. I doubt it's not going to be surpassed, definitely, this week or next week. It mathematically can't be. But he's going to want to just close up the gap and make sure that, you know, it's as close as possible coming into there. So, obviously, any opportunity to gain points is much appreciated. However, can't do it all the time. Can the Fizz keep his run of every single race and every single sprint that he has participated in? Now, that's the caveat that we're throwing in here now. Can he keep that winning streak up? It's currently on 7. He didn't take part in Qatar. This season, he's 7 out of 7, including the 2 sprints at round 1 and round 5. Even on Fantastic as well, he's going to be wanting to sort of get himself. Now, there's a reduced field as well, sort of try and push it into sort of mid-top 10. Especially, again, he picked up 2 points last time out. We'll be very happy with that, but we'll be wanting a little bit more. Maniac in 11th place in the championship, 11th place in the race as well. Little bit of technical gremlins for Ghost as well. He was kicked out while we were in the middle of loading for this race. Ghost, Luke Bailey as well. They're pretty close to each other, 5 points apart. Ghost in 2nd, Luke Bailey in 7th. Perfect opportunity for the Mercedes man to not only overtake Luke's teammate, but also claw back some points. Everybody's getting told, okay, let's go. So, and I do not believe there's a formation lap here, so we'll just get ready to go once the lights come on. We're here in Barcelona, 33 laps coming your way, about 150 kilometers of brilliant racing. It's a reduced field to what we're used to. However, I doubt that's going to really matter too much. We saw in the pre-season races earlier in August that it doesn't really matter too much. Sorry, in July even, because the racing there was still brilliant. 4, 5 lights on. And we're underway here in Barcelona. It's a great start for the Fizz. Ghosted. Well, is Ghost. He's going to be dropping down a good few places as we're running down towards turn 1 now. The McLaren's dropped back a good few positions. Problem for Luke Bailey on the start. That's Linguini making a move for 3rd place. Ghost trying to recover from the start that AI made. It's side by side with Vedati and the Wicked as well. Wicked's got the inside line through turn 3. Can he hold it into turn 4 now? No, I don't think he quite can, although he's given it a damn good go, forcing the Aston Martin wide. Can the Haas actually do anything? It's 3 wide coming into turn 7, 4, 5 even. What am I on about? Bit of a half spin there for the Wicked, losing positions as Brandtastic and Vedati each make up one on the back of that. We've already seen the packs sort of split in twain. Because we've got top 4 and then pretty much everybody else being split off. Something's happened to Jay Pinto. He's 15 seconds off of the backpack as here comes Ghost up the inside. He's got past Linguini. Good stuff. Now he needs to get past the other 2 ahead of him. He can't let Fizz get away because once he gets away, well, the pace of that man is absolutely insane. That's a lap already here at Barcelona. We've got 32 more to go. 1:18.280 is the fastest lap, and Slipstream City is activated as well. DRS is on now as well. Trying around the outside is Ghost. Can he make that work on the set of soft tyres? Outside of one, inside of two. Yes, please, says Ghost. And that's left Linguini open for that move as well. It's side by side through turn 3. It's 3 wide into turn 4. J Pinto in the pit lane. It's side by side through 4 still. Ryan Barthez tries to keep a nose in through that section of track. Can't quite manage to do so. It's downhill through 5 now we go once again. But brilliant stuff from these guys as well. It's all to play for here in Barcelona, and crucially for Ghost as well. Fizz hasn't been able to get away nearly as much as he would have wanted to. However, he is on the soft tyre compared to the Fizz on the mediums. You can see the tyre allocations on the screen now as well. Mediums and soft sort of even split, other than Manny on the hards. In 9th place, he's come up a few positions as well. That's not the menu I wanted. This is the menu I wanted. Linguini up 1, Brantastic up 3. Brilliant stuff for the Haas man. We said he probably would have wanted a mid-top 10. He's currently in that position as we've got DRS down the front straight. We're on board with Ghost. Can he close in to the back of the Fizz and take the lead? Ooh, I don't think he can. He wasn't able to really make a proper start because of technical gremlins. Of course, it's technical gremlins with an EA game. What else would it be? As he comes through turn 3, wider line, tighter line for Linguini, two completely different ways of taking turn 3 currently being presented. Right near the curves on the inside of turn 4. There's Linguini spin! Front wing damage. Well, front wing non-existent realistically. It's not even damage. But lost the back end coming out of turn 4, and he was in 3rd place, and now, well, he isn't. Unfortunately for him. Linguini currently, where is he in the championship? Linguini currently 6th in the championship, trying to close up to Luke Bailey. The gap is 14 points. I don't know if that's going to be really surpassed, because with Bailey in 8th, Linguini in 10th, if things stay as is, that gap is opening up ever so slightly more. In fact, by another 3 points. If we're being exact. As the virtual safety car will probably be coming to a close ever so soon. Now here we go. This is going to be interesting. See what happens with these guys as they come down to turn 1. Is Linguini's retired from the session. I don't know if that's intentional. Could be. I don't know. VSC is probably going to be staying out for a little bit longer. Car's been removed. Ooh. Oh, what are we seeing from the Fizz here? Is he essentially sort of slow it down so that he can keep the pace up? DRS enabled. We're back in play here at Barcelona. Lap 4 of 33. 30 to go. In on the south coast of Spain. A bit of a lock-up for the Fizz. He's trying to get his tyres back under temperature. Ghost will have the advantage of the soft tyres, but how long will they last? Obviously, softs degrade much, much faster than the medium tyre, and then likewise hard to medium as well. We're on board with the Mercedes-powered Mercedes. Well, who'd have thought? Into turn 10 through 11 back end. Wobbly as well. We're seeing that quite a common thing with these guys. The back end is really, really loose. I don't know if that's a feature across this whole game or something. I've personally not experienced it too much, but then again, I don't drive fast. And that's a whole different can of beans that I'm not particularly willing to open today. Looking on with the top 3 fight, here comes Ghost to the outside of turn 1. He made a move here earlier today. He doesn't really even need to make that because the lead has changed before even turning into 1. Because he was done before, well, during the braking zone, actually, I think. So Ghost takes takes the lead here in Barcelona for the first time in this event. Brantastic also gets past Wickham for 5th place. Good little battle going on here for 5th with the Haas and the RB going on. Sort of holding each other up, allowing Cease to get close. Now here's the thing, because it's a top 10 point system, anybody who really finishes gets points. Which is absolutely gorgeous for people like J Pinto, who is guaranteed a modicum of points. Not great for the Wiccan, however, is running that wide at turn 9. Rode the gravel ever so slightly. as now he comes through turn 11 and 12 into this final section. The chicane you can see on the left-hand side, we don't use that anymore, thankfully, because, let's be honest, it didn't really help with racing, because the only real overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, and that was hindered coming through here. No move being made into turn 1 this time around by these pair. However, we could be seeing a move from the Wicken around the outside of turn 1, again done before the braking zone. Nicely handled by the Wicken. Had a bit of a half spin early on in this race, down to 5th place. And now he's defending as well from Brantastic. Didn't really need to. Wasted a little bit of time and tyre energy doing that, taking the defensive line. Thankfully, he got back to the racing line just beforehand. Through 6 into 7. Brantastic, you can tell he really wants that move, but somebody else who really wants the move as well is the Fizz, closing in on Ghost. Is he going to dive into turn 10? Oh, there goes the Wicken. Loses the car through turn 9 as well. We saw Linguini do that earlier on, and he's almost losing his position to Maniac as well. Unfortunate there for the Wicken. 3 cars within the space of half a second here at the top of the timing table. Starting lap 7 of 33.27 to go, I do believe, as we've got 3 wide down the front straight as well. The Fizz gets back past, Ryan Barthez gets past as well. He's side by side into turn 1. Not quite had to relinquish that. Ghost, again, those soft tyres still working pretty well. But I imagine that's not going to be happening for all too much longer. Into turn 4, right-hander opens up, and then to the right side, turn left for turn 5. Lock up for the front left for Ryan Barthez. What we're looking at in terms of a battery, we're looking at 70% for this man, 45 for here, 60 for the Fizz, and Vedadi's on 75 as well. So, oh! What's happened there? Ryan Barth has lost the car, and then Vedadi just helped him round. I don't think that was really intentional from... Pardon me. I don't think that was intentional from Vedadi. But, nevertheless, that has really hurt Ryan Barth's chances of a podium finish. Definitely a win, as we're seeing a change in the lead here as well. Ghost closing, forced to the outside. But he comes right through like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Hi, that's me. Into turn 1. He takes the lead again in this race. Wicken struggling through 7 and 8 as he has literally no front wing. Don't quite know if that's intentional. Luke Bailey off track as well. But I think that might have been a move off track, because the cease does let him back past for 6th place. Good sportsmanship from these pair. Another battle going on with, well, with the cars on track is Brantastic and Ryan Barthez. But Luke Bailey's made another mistake wide at 5. Ooh, are those rear tyres a little bit overheated now? Does make you think. Because around here, tyres do get pretty toasty pretty quickly. Not an ideal position to be in at all. Cease out. Safety car. What's happened there? Lost the car as well. Ouch. It's a problem we've seen a good few times in this race already. Losing the back end through turn 9. We've seen 1 car, 2 car, and now a 3 car. That is now out of the race for a C. So 9 remain here in Barcelona. The safety car coming through turn 3 now. Everybody's going to bunch up now, thankfully, for people like J Pinto and the Wicken, who probably didn't imagine that it was going to be happening quite this early. Especially because I do think J Pinto is on a set of hard tyres, which he could take to the end. Probably. As Ghost picks up the safety car, the AMR safety car. Fizz gets out, well, has to get out of the way of the Fizz as well, because he was barreling towards turn 4 like an absolute lunatic. coming through turn 5, 6 and 7. Welcome to PGS. If this is the first time you're watching, welcome along. If this isn't, welcome back. My name is Casper, happy to be with you as always. If you want to watch Tier 2 on Twitch, xxsandbox8x is where the Tier 2 race is going to be cracking with our good friend Sam Fairbairn. That's going to be on that channel. As well. We've got, well, after this, we've got 3 more races in this block as such, and then sort of start of November, mid to start of November, I believe, is the last little block of races, because we do it in 3 blocks of 5. Let me tell you exactly what's happening with that regard. League chat, let's see what's happening. At Luke, seats in the chat, at Luke Bailey. Sorry, I have lost control of the car when you were about to overtake me, which made you damage your front wing. Okay, so good. So we do love to see good sportsmanship with in and amongst the drivers. It's not a particular surprise because these guys do know each other well, and they do respect each other. So that is always brilliant to see. Absolutely love to see it. Right. Calendar. Let's have a look. Miami next week out. 29th of September. 6th of October, Montreal. 13th of October, sprint at Mexico City as well for round 10. And then a mid-season break. 3rd of November is Las Vegas. So we've got, I think it's like a 3-week break. And then 10th of November is Shanghai. 17th of November is round 13 at Portimao at the roller coaster. 14th round at 24th of November is Suzuka. And then the finale on the 1st of December at Imola, featuring a sprint as well. So a little bit more points on show for there as well. The realistic stuff is done on a Thursday night as well. That is, I believe, realistic 50%. We're equal here. We're all equals here at, I was about to say, a completely different league at PGS. Safety car is still out, and actually, well, just as I say now, it's coming in this lap. Perfectly timed. As now we come down towards the final corner. Ghost go early or Ghost go late? Is everybody on the hard tyre? Yeah, pretty much. Fantastic on the medium. Maniac on the medium as well. As we go racing once again down the front straight here in Barcelona. Tyre waving, tyre warming to warm up those hards. Hards are notoriously difficult to get into the right temperature window. But this is just going to be 20 laps of, unless we see another safety car, which I hope we don't. It's just going to be pure racing. Who has got better pace? Most people are on the same set of tyres, and it's an equal car. Who really is the better driver here at Barcelona today? Wicken retires in the pit lane, so we've got 8 drivers, and all of them are in this big old gaggle here as we come through turn 8. If we can have this kind of pack racing for the rest of the race, I would very, very happily enjoy it over the next 22.5 laps. And now come down towards turn 10. Remember, DRS isn't active until next lap. Because once the safety car is deployed, DRS is disabled. And then it's 1 lap after the safety car pulls in that DRS comes back into play. As you will see shortly. Down the front straight once again, slipstream enabled because it's a massive straight here at Barcelona. Plenty of pace, plenty of speed being seen as the Fizz almost looking for a move into turn 1, can't quite pull it off. As Caesar's left the session as well. He crashed out and was the cause of the safety car. He's closing is the Fizz though. Thinks better of it. Lap 12, 33, 22 to go. As all Brantastic off track. Oh, we've seen that mistake already today, and now that's left debris over the track as well. I can't really see any major damage. I think he's all right, but field of 8 has been whittled down to 7 by virtue of losing the car through turn 4, or maybe being helped into losing that car. Didn't quite catch what was happening through there. We're on board with Maniac as he comes through turn 12. Didn't set a lap time and is in 5th now as well. So qualifying not his strong suit. What we're actually looking at in terms of penalties as well. Luke Bailey and Maniac both on 3, so no major penalties being dished out. However, here comes Fizz, race leader now and championship leader as well. He's won 7 of the 7 racing events that he's participated in. 5 half-distance races and 2 sprints to come with that as well, both at Belgium and at the season opener. Into turn 4 once again. Top 3 again, sort of splitting themselves off from the rest of the pack, but this time Vedadi is much closer. And he's bringing Manny in tow as well. Go uphill once again over the top of this crest. Goes second. This man in 3rd place. Let's have a look at battery powers as well. These guys are pretty much on 90. Ryan Barthez 60, trying to keep up with the guys ahead of him. Vedadi on 75. Manic on 40 as well. So these guys, some of them, are struggling to keep up with the rest of the pack. Luke Bailey and Jay Pinto having at it as well. Down the front stretch we go once again. Ghost taking the lead. First again, second on the qualifying grid, and it is first and second in the reverse order that they started with. Ghost leads here ahead of the Fizz. Ryan Barthez, Vedadi, Maniac top 5. Jay Pinto, Luke Bailey, Brantastic, your top 8. Only 8 cars left in this. Linguini retired due to, retired in the pit lane due to damage, as did the Wicken. Assis crashed out on the exit of 9, causing this safety car. 20 to go here in Barcelona, round 7 of PGS. We're looking on with the top 5. Yes, top 5. Headed by Ghost. Whoa, what's happened there? Car's lost again. Oh, it's Maniac. Not the first time we've seen him lose the car. He did make that mistake in qualifying as well. Don't know if that's possibly caused some major damage, but he's down and at the bottom of the field. He's not quite down and out, but he's at the very bottom of the field. So Vedadi breathes a sigh of relief because he hasn't got Alpine chasing after him. But he has got to now try and catch up to Ryan Barthez and the Fizz ahead of him. And that gap has opened up to just over a second now as well. The Fizz diving down the inside into turn 1. Can he make that move? Yes, he can. He's got it done before turning in even, as Maniac picks up 3 seconds for multiple warnings. As these guys are close as you like, within a tenth and a half at times. Now into turn 4. Trying to get the tighter line as Ghost. You can sort of see, is he going to dive into 5? Oh, no, 5 is a very opportunistic move. You need to be lucky to be able to catch one through there. Because if you're not, well, more damage could ensue. Let's put it that way. It usually doesn't particularly end all that pretty. For drivers that make a move into there and miscalculate it heavily. Helicopter cam through this section. Oh yes, oh yes. We absolutely love to see it coming through this twisty final sector on this circuit. Ryan Barthez really closing up to the Ghost, with the Fizz actually running away with it ever so slightly. All still getting DRS. It was not a major problem, but getting that move done for Ghost has just been made all the more difficult now that you look at it. But he's closing, to his credit, not by enough, or is he? He's looking, he's diving, he's got the move done. Has he possibly, however, gone a little bit too deep into 1? Yes, he has. Block pass, however, coming through turn 2. Has his exit through 3 now been compromised? I think he's all right, although Fizz is taking the wide line, carrying a little bit more speed through 4. What is the Fizz going to do now? Can he take the tight line? No, he can't. Nicely defended by Ghost, forcing the Fizz in an uncomfortable position. This goes deep into turn 5 ever so slightly. Does Ghost, currently about 5th place in the championship. We're on board with Ryan Barthez, the sole Red Bull in this field. Down towards turn 10 we go once again. Brian Barthez has to step out of it because otherwise he would have absolutely bashed into the Fizz. Ryan Barthez 7th in the championship, goes 4th. So that's how that stacks up. Problem for Maniac again, coming over turn 9. Yellow flags were there, but they've been since pulled. So we're all A-OK. Lap 17 of 33. We're about halfway now into this race. The Fizz takes the lead once again, taking the outside line this time. Can Ryan Barthez do anything to disrupt it? No, he can't. He's getting close, but not quite close enough. DRS train emerged. Does seem to be that way. Luke Bailey also takes 5th place away from Jay Pinto. For 5th place, 10 points. I know it's only a 2-point difference, however, it's the difference between double digits and single digits. So always worth keeping an eye on. But the big battle going on tonight is, well, these four. Let's be honest, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an Aston Martin sandwich in this lot. Vedati sort of flowing in and out of this, with Maniac still struggling. Yellow's out on the exit of 3. Oh, it's really, really close as Ryan go for into 10. You don't often see moves into 10 again. Problem for braking into turn 10. Ryan Barthez just scuppered his opportunity probably into turn 1, but he's closed right back up, so maybe not. All things considered, into turn 13 we go once again, and then into turn 14 to start lap 18 of 33. 16 to go. We're on board with Ryan Barthez. Bit of weaving from the Fizz. Here comes one car, here comes the other. It's 3 wide down the front straight. Who's going to take the lead now? It's Ghost from Ryan Barthez. Can he hold it to the outside? Little bit of contact, Carbon flying as well. Can't quite tell off who, because nobody's really got all that major front wing damage, but the Fizz is trying to hang around the outside. Can't quite manage, and I think this could be the race where the Fizz's race win streak could be toppled here. I mean, he's in much closer contention. Oh, back end lose. Lost into turn 5. Maniac retires in the pit lane because it also picks up a 10-second penalties. We're down to 7 now, with three separate distinct groups being formed. 1 to 4, 5, 6, and then 7. On his own, with Brantastic running out the back. However, he's already going to be, doubling his points total. He's got 2 7th place points are 6, actually. So he's going to be more than doubling. He's going to be not quite triple. Yeah, tripling. I was trying to work the mouth on that. Yeah, it would have been tripling. But we're closing up. Here we go. The Fizz getting past Ryan Barthez on double DRS as well. So Slipstream still working wonders as Ghost tries to pull away from the pack. Can't quite get so. I think the biggest gap we saw was about 9/10 of a second. Championship leader behind 4th place in the championship, ahead of 6th and 2nd, respectively behind him. Vedati in 4th place. Aston Martin will still lead the Constructors' Championship. That's not going to change. Well, it wasn't going to change anyway. It was mathematically impossible for it to happen. However, that lead is just going to grow because it's against McLaren. And it's, first of all, there's only one driver, and second of all, he's 5th. So it's not really... It's going to grow by a good bit, but probably not really by as much as they would have wanted to. Coming through turn 13, downhill now into turn 14, down the front straight we go once again. Lap 20 commences, 14 to go here in Barcelona. And if you like what you see, we've still got 8 more races of the season left to go, so make sure to subscribe, follow, you know, all that sort of stuff. Fizz down the inside into turn 1, it's still side by side. Ghost tries to force his front wing in, couldn't quite make that work. Ryan Barthez holds up on the move, but he did have better speed coming out of that second corner. Exit compromised by trying to defend the Aston Martin. Slightly deep though goes. Ghost keeps it, though, just about on the racing line, so he's A-okay on that one. But now coming through 5. It's tight, it's tight, it's tight. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be all the more interesting. Uphill through 8 once again, over 9. Right. Downhill, little straight, into 10. Any move? No move. Keeping it safe. Through turn 12 we go once again. Jay Pinto's dropped back from Luke Bailey to the tune of 4.2 seconds. And actually the Fizz is sort of pulling away really, but as long as he's within DRS, they can't really... he can't really do all that much in terms of pulling away. We're on board, looking on with the sort of second, third, fourth battle. They're actually closing really much to the Fizz. I think as the Fizz maybe got more of a high downforce setup to help with the twisty parts of the circuit. Makes you wonder. As Vedadi all's looking for a move into turn 4. Ryan Barthez has to defend. And now we go down into 5 as well. Again, opportunistic move if you go into there. It's a big ask if you do, though. Now we're uphill through 7, 8, and then into 9. DRS detection for the main straight is just before the final corner. So if Fizz can pull out a quarter of a second gap now, his chances of victory are that much greater. But he's not quite really able to, unless he can pull out something in the final corner, which even with the best will in the world, I don't think he can. No, not really. So they're going to be closing up to him, which they were able to close 9.5 tenth gap to 2 tenths. So it's going to be really, really close. We're on board with Ryan Barthez. He goes to the left-hand side to try and get past Ghost. Can he outbrake him? No, not quite. Mercedes again goes a little bit deep. Exit could be compromised, but again holding the tighter line. No real move, no real opportunity being given to the Red Bull or the Aston Martin behind. Ghost doing a brilliant defensive job, but the question is, how much will that affect his drive out of certain corners? You think in turn 2, probably turn 10, turn 7 as well, depending on how much he has to defend as well. So, you know, he's just got to be careful for his pace, especially if he's making moves like that through 8. Pardon me. Oh, there we go. All me burps are at the system now. As we come through turn 10 once again, if they cross the line, they're going to start 11 to go. 2/3 of the race already completed. 1 safety car and still a good little bit of chaos. Especially given sort of the reduced field that we've got. Brilliant stuff being delivered up at the top of the field, which we've sort of really grown to expect. 11 to go here in Barcelona. Ryan Barthez is using the grass to try and make a move around the outside. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. He's still trying to force the front wing in through turn 2. All they're doing is losing time to the Fizz. The gap is now 1.2 seconds, as now we're still side by side. We're on board with Ryan Barthez, still trying to squeeze his nose in into turn 4. All that has done, especially with no move, is it's given the Fizz the opportunity to run away. He's gonna have it. He's gonna run down that front straight, especially because these Ghost is not gonna have DRS. He's gonna be squabbling with Ryan Barthez with Vedadi behind him. That is a big mistake for Ghost and Ryan Barthez's strategy. Side by side, Ryan does take second place, at least for now. But the question is, can he catch up to the Fizz? I don't think that's too bad of a move for Ghost. Ooh, back end sliding as well. Hello. Back end moving mad through there. Not quite your ideal run through there. 10 to go. And now we're coming down the front straight once again. Let's go on board with Vedadi. There goes Ghost. Here comes the other Aston Martin as well into 3rd place. I think it's the first time he's been in 3rd place all race so far, other than possibly the pit cycle, which we had around about lap 8. Now the question is, They're all on hards, right? They're all on 15-lap-old hards. Who's used them harder? Because while there's a lot of high-speed corners that require a lot of usage of the tyre, as what is Jay Pinto trying to do there? Is he using the chicane? I don't think he's quite using the chicane. All right. I was slightly concerned there, but we're all absolutely fine now. Through 10 we go. Back end sliding again. Ryan Barthez possibly overusing a little bit those rears. So for second place, at least for the moment, it's going to be between Ghost and Vedadi. It's fourth v second in the championship, and second is going to be making the move on fourth. Can Ryan Barthez close up? He closes up, yes. Can he make the move? Not quite, not really close enough. Probably needed another 100 meters or so before he could even consider doing that, which if we were in Mugello he probably would have had, but we're not. Unfortunately, I love Mugello, so you know. Now we're coming through turn 5 once again. Left hand tight hairpin. One of the, I think possibly the slowest, or at least one of the slowest corners on the racetrack, possibly rivaled with something like turn 10. As we go down the back straight once again, lap 25 of 33 here at PGS. My name's Casper, happy to be with you as per usual. Just like to also thank Sam for stepping in if you want to see what Tier 2 are doing. XX, Sandbox 8X for all your Tier 2 needs, as well as the racing that Sam does on the side as well with stuff like RFL. Here comes Ghost, makes the move. What about Ryan Barthez? He's looking. Can he? Yes, he can. So Vedadi back down to fourth, where the Aston Martins were riding 1-2 for a good little while. Lap 26, here we are. I thought Red Bull lost the back end. Thankfully not. Vedadi trying to force the front wing again on the inside into fourth. Things better of it. Now we come through turn 5 once again. Downhill through 6 into 7. We're on board. With Vedadi second in the championship versus the championship is running away. I mean, it's 1.5 second gap, which they're not closing. And actually, the gap in the championship is about 70 points. As Jay Pinto picks up fastest lap, that's going to be an extra point for the Williams driver, who has not had the race that he would have wanted at all. But still 7th place plus fastest lap. Not a bad position to be in, given his points tally so far this season, which currently sits at 31, 8th place. So, you know, damage limitation for the Williams car, as Ryan Barthez does. He make the move for second place. He's closed the rear wing early, so I think he's just thinking better of it, as we're on 7 to go here in Barcelona. Now, again, where can you make a move, right? Because we're seeing, obviously, a lot of moves into turn 1, right? Yes. Through here, through turn 4, maybe. Into 5, if you're lucky. Into 7, if you're lucky as well. Theoretically possible, realistically unlikely. Turn 10 as well. Doesn't happen often, but is a viable opportunity for a move. I mean, we saw it earlier today. So it wouldn't be a surprise. Now, hey, ooh, yikes. Ghost 3-second track limits penalty. That is going to hurt, especially with these guys being, ever so close with each other. So he's pretty much knocked himself off the podium there. Unless one or two of these guys do pick up other penalties. As we go once again, Ryan Barthez looking for that move. He's made that move into turn 1. So Ryan Barthez up to second. He would have had second, at least for the moment, anyway, because of the penalty for Ghost. Now, here we go. This is interesting. They've closed up again to the Fizz. They're within 1 second, but he does have that higher downforce setup. We have seen he really does pull away through these twisty corners. I mean, he pulled away a 10th through turn 4, 10th and a half. Really, back-end sliding as well for Ryan Barthez. That's been a trend for him for this entire race. He's had a lot of problems with that back end of his. And again through turn 7, car is really, really jumpy. It's 1.2 seconds now, the gap between first and second. Here comes Vedadi as well. Could be going for a move on Ghost. J Pinto picks up 3 seconds as well, but he's done the fastest lap and he's not really got anybody behind him, so it's not a major problem. So now he comes through turn 12. Ooh. Extremely close. Oh, I think he's just missed out on the DRS though. I don't know. Has he? Yeah, just about, but the gap is minimal. It was 0.00 something. As Ghost and Vedadi are having at it as well with 5 to go. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Yes, 5 to go here in Barcelona. The laps aren't long here. It's about 1:18. We've seen at the start of, I mean, fastest lap. What are we looking at? 1:14s, 1:15s. Yeah, so, you know, 6 or 7 minutes, and your race is done and dusted. So you've got to make a move now or never, really. Maybe the lap 32, 33 run down the front straight could be an option, but that is realistically not very likely, especially if you want to go for the lead. If for the podium places, yes, certainly, but not really for the lead. I don't know, but they've closed up now, and I don't think the Fizz really counted on that. So could we see the Fizz's 7 race winning streak, sprints included, streak be shattered? I mean, he wasn't here last week in Qatar, so we're not counting that race, but the first 5 rounds, 2 sprints involved in that as well, that could be coming down like a, I don't know, could be crumbling down. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. Not quite close enough to make a move though for Ryan Barthez. Could be looking to pick up his first win of the season. Did incredibly well in pre-season as well, so I'm surprised he hasn't picked one up as yet, but maybe this second half of the season is going to be much kinder to him. On board, deep into 5, opportunity through 6. Better drive, however, for the Red Bull. Mercedes has no ability to make the fight, so Ghost has to stay in 3rd place at least for now, but that will be 4th, regardless of what happens really now. Unless something really big happens, in which case, okay, yeah, fine. But he's got that 3-second penalty looming over his head, which will be added to the end of the race. Comes now through turn 12. 13 and 14 once again. 3 more tours of the track here in sunny Spain. Montmello, a village not very far away from Barcelona itself, is where this track is. And into turn 1, not quite. Montmello also where, if you follow MotoGP, the Espargaro brothers are from. Into turn 4, gaggle of cars coming through. Ooh, wide is Ghost. Opportunity for Vedadi to make the move. Barthez has a problem. Side by side through 5. Oh, Ghost does make the move. Uses the opportunity while it was there. Again, a problem for Ryan Barthez. We've seen it through places like turn 12, turn 4, turn 5 multiple times as well. That back end is not stable on that Red Bull, which is really unfortunate for him. As now he comes through turn 12 once again. Ooh, back end sliding again. Ouch. That is big damage. And you know what? I think that might have earned Ghost the podium. Unless he can close in Ryan Barthez. This is going to be really interesting. However, Vedadi is making the move, trying to make the move side by side. with Ghost and Vedardi trying to hang around the outside is the Aston Martin. Can't quite make it work. Hasn't got the grip anymore on those hard tyres. Turn 1, at least hanging it around the outside of 2 is not a viable move anymore. I mean, your tyres 20-odd laps old on all 3 of these guys. Unfortunate situation to really be in. As Vedardi goes deep into turn 5 again through 6 and 7 on the penultimate lap here. 1.5 to go here in Barcelona. And we're in Miami next. So, you know, similar nature track. Lots of twisty sections, but also a lot of frontal speed is what I was meaning to say. Lot of forward force, a lot of power is needed. I'm trying to think of synonyms for the power as well, but I can't think of any more. Needed around here. Fizz, hello! The Fizz on the final lap picks up a 3-second time penalty. This has given Vedardi the win, really. Ghost fighting for second place now. It's 3 wide into turn 1. The Fizz takes second place on the road, but the win is all but Vedardi's, really. I mean, the top 2 have a penalty unless, again, God forbid something happens. I don't know. Well, I don't really know what to expect. Turn 4 for the final time is what I know to expect. And now turn 5 for the final time. Last real overtaking opportunity is into turn 10. But, well, that was an unexpected turn of events here on the final lap of PGS. Well, the Fizz's record has been all but shattered here. 7 wins, 5 races and 2 sprints. And here comes Ghost. This is for second. Hangs it around the outside though. Does Ghost contact the Fizz? Spins inside of the track as well. Unfortunate situation. You've got to be careful that he actually doesn't end up off the podium. With Ryan Barthel's not very far behind actually. But that could actually be really a possibility. But Ghost comes around the final corner. He is going to take second place on the road. But Vedardi shatters his teammate's result and wins for the first time while he's been playing in PGS. Vedardi wins in PGS for the first time this season, I do believe. Ghost in second, the Fizz in third, and Ryan Barthez, 0.013 was the gap at the end. That's how unpredictable PGS can be. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely love it. And I mean, driver of the day has actually got to go to Vedardi because I figured he'd be on podium. But I didn't quite think he was going to be able to fight for the win. And yet he did. Fizz, myself felt awful. For flip's sake, thought though was fun. GG's Ghost, that was amazing. Good battling. Wasn't it damn well just? Well, that's your race winner. That's my driver of the day. And, well, the game's driver of the day as well. I can't particularly say that I blame them. I mean, that was one hell of a race, especially at the end. I mean, we saw pretty much sort of NASCAR pack racing, except not quite as much overtaking, which is always a pleasure to watch. But there's your race winner, Vedardi. We're back in 7 days' time for Miami, hopefully with more drivers, definitely with the same amount of action. And I don't think that's going to be changing. If you like that, make sure to follow, subscribe, like, and all that sort of stuff. I lose track of what happens on Twitch, if I'm honest. But thank you all very much for watching. What a race. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.